comment, and subscribe to my channel, Williams Us 1969. Welcome in, y'all. Y'all come on in. Come on in the live. I'm gonna talk to y'all until my phone go out completely, because I only got 28% left on my phone. Y'all, I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning. Okay? Trying to get things done with Chestnut. My uncle got called in to work on the emergency, so he was not able to come and do my my fuel pump today. But he'll be here in the morning. But let me show y'all what we've done with Chestnut. As y'all can see, I'm literally sitting up in my van now, and I'm sitting up comfortably because me and my daughter, I borrowed the saw from my neighbor across the street. He's doing a remodel. Well, for my daughter's neighbor across the street, he's doing a van remodel. I mean, he's remodeling a house. So he let us use his saw. And me and my daughter, I ain't never used a saw before, y'all. Y'all, we cut the legs down. The middle legs ain't even touching the floor. They just dangling. Because the middle legs were not my concern. It was the four legs on the end that holds the bed up. That's what I was concerned about. So we got those together, and we were able to lower this bed where I could seriously sit up in my van and talk to y'all. Let me show y'all Chestnut. Now tomorrow, when they take the front seat out tomorrow, my daughter and my grandson gonna come over, and we're gonna finish the van build while my uncle and them doing the fuel pump. Let me show y'all Chestnut. This is the new van build right here. As y'all can see, over in this corner right here, I have all my hygiene products. I utilize this little rack right here, and I got all my hygiene products right there. Over in the corner, I got one of my power boxes, my power stations, that's fueling my Wi-Fi connection from T-Mobile. Right here, I took the other shelf out until tomorrow, when I can let me turn this on. See, can I give myself a little bit more light? Until tomorrow, when I can get this seat took out, pull this out, I'll bring that back, and we're gonna cut the holes and stuff in there for my gray tank, for my fresh water, and my collapsible sink. We're gonna do all that tomorrow. Right now, I got the stand right here. This is gonna stay here, but it's gonna be put on this wall right here, because right in the middle of that is my refrigerator. Okay, so this is the finishing touch of the van build today. This is the finishing touch, and there go Cutie Pie right there on the floor. So if y'all got a bit of imagination, y'all can kind of see what I'm trying to achieve here. If y'all got a bit of an imagination. Okay? There go Miss Jerry and there go Mr. Jerry. My fans. And it's so hot, y'all. It's unbelievable. So if y'all can kind of like see what I'm trying to achieve. Y'all, it was so hot today. God knows it was, and it still is. I did not have time to really get my live up and running. I was trying to do what I can do with what I had. Okay? I didn't have time to set up anything. So what y'all gonna have to do, y'all just gonna have to trust Miss Jerry. And y'all just gonna have to trust her process until I'm done. And y'all see I got my water. And I got ice up in here, and this stay cold. This thing keep ice for 3 days. And it is so hot. It's ridiculous. And there go my sage right there. I was trying to burn. I got that sage from Five Below in Gastonia in North Carolina, because I was gonna meditate and put my crystals out today too. Okay? And my Buddhist dolls that I have, because I believe in energy, and I thrive off of energy. And remember I told y'all about these power blocks? Y'all remember I told y'all, when y'all over the age of 55 and trying to achieve van life, y'all remember what Miss Jerry told y'all? These little power banks right here, they very important. They very important because they take the place of a whole lot of stuff to keep your things going. You understand? So yeah, they very important for you to have. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna be able to do my daily devotion in the morning because I'm trying to get Chestnut ready for the road, so we can go on our first excursion this weekend, because I have everything in the van and have the van to my satisfaction, where I will feel comfortable with going in Planet Fitness and taking me a shower versus being at my daughter's house and taking a shower. Okay? So I got a lot of things that I'm trying to get myself equipped for. Tomorrow, my refrigerator will be up and running. This whole area right here, my kitchen area, it will be together tomorrow. It will be. It'll be together tomorrow. And y'all see my vines? And these are eucalyptus and ivy vines. And I swear to God, and they got the van smelling so good, y'all. And so fresh. God knows they do. I'm gonna try to plug my charger up. I got 23% left, y'all, on my phone. Miss Jerry been running all day trying to get stuff done in my van. I had to get my garage. I had to redo my garage area, y'all. But my main thing was getting this bed lowered so I could start back to doing my editing on my laptop. And I have room to sit my laptop up and work. You see, and I could work comfortably in my bed. Y'all, I got my toilet. I'm going to set my toilet up over in this corner right here, because this right here is going to be moved. So it won't even be there. I'm going to set my toilet up right there in this corner right here. So when I need to use it, it's there. Okay? This area right here going to stay for Cutie Pie. This right here going to be moved. It's going to be gone. This whole area right here going to flow together. This whole entire little area going to flow together. Right here, over in this corner, or right there, my TV probably going to be mound. I haven't made a decision on where I'm going to put the TV yet. But just know, everything is going to flow as though this is my home. And this is going to be my home probably for the next few You know what I'm saying? Probably for the next year, it's going to be my home. So that's the reason why I'm trying to get everything together so I can just get ready and I can do what I need to do, y'all. You know, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it's been a good journey so far. It's been more of an aggravation because of the devil than it has been anything. But would I change my journey? Nah, I wouldn't change it for nothing. Because if you over the age of 55, convenience is your most important thing. Having things at your disposal and at your convenience for people my age and older is what make van life successful for us. Not having to get out, go charge pop, go do this, go do that. No. That's why all my power stations, I made sure that it don't take but 30 minutes for them to charge back up. Because I got a 3-prong charger that fits into the cigarette lighter. And I can ride around for 30 minutes and charge up my power stations. And yeah, and Miss Jerry ready. I figured out how I can bungee cord my stuff down where I don't have to take it and take it down, put it this way, put it that way when I'm driving. Because the way I'm going to have everything situated, I'm going to have it fixed. So when I turn curves in my van, I ain't got to worry about it. It's going to do what it's going to do. Yeah. When I introduced Chestnut to the world, for real, y'all, I got sawdust all over Chestnut from cutting the legs down. Y'all, I didn't do a fantastic job. But guess what? That's not required. What's required is just a little bit of common sense and a little bit of God, and you can get it done. That's all required. It ain't gonna come without stripes and snags, y'all. You may as well forget it, because it's not. You're gonna have trials and tribulations. But what I'm thankful for is that all of my trials and tribulations, I could go through them at my daughter's house. And I ain't got to worry about it. That's what I thank God for. You see what I'm saying? Because can't too many people do that. And can't too many people say that. But I can. Hey! And I thank God for that, y'all. Because I can be somewhere stranded on the streets with no help. You see? But God didn't see fit for that to happen. He let me made it back to my hometown, back to the land, where I know familiar faces and can get help if need be. Y'all see what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that. Hey! Just the lady I wanted to see. I was thinking about you, girl. Callie, you already know this day. The day was a success. And I'm going to give God all the praises in the world. I'm going to stop talking about my tribulations. I'm going to stop giving the devil the glory. Because even in the midst of the rain, y'all, God right there with me. You understand that? Because I can be like a lot of other people. And I could be really down and out and don't have. But y'all, when I look around me, I got everything I need, everything to be successful in van life. I was literally just had you. I'm okay, babe. It just been one of them days. The day don't come without problems, trials, and tribulations. Girl, I got 27% left on the phone. But I said, you know what? I got to go on and spend time with my kindred spirits. and let them know what happened throughout this day. My uncle never be here in the morning. He said every time he planned his day. Okay, I grabbed my phone. Yeah. Yep, I was. Look, Callie, he said, even he said, he was like, every time I plan my day, I can't never start my day without problems. Girl, I didn't even, you know what? I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say because every single day, yeah, we are family. We are kindred spirits. Every single day, Callie, I'm going through some. And I'm just tired of talking about it. Because can I tell you something? It's a mess. But you know what? I literally made the day a productive day. I didn't give the devil the glory that he thought he was going to get. Let me show you how Chestnut looks so far. And as you can see, I'm sitting up in my bed. Because I went and my neighbor, and y'all, guess what? My neighbor, he's a carpenter. And I asked him, I said, can I come along with you sometimes? I said, I'll do free labor so I can learn carpentry. So when we buy our fixer-up trailers, I can be a motivating factor in them bills. You see what I'm saying? So the day wasn't lost, y'all. I went to Bath and Body Works. Let me show you what I done so far. What I could do, I did. I told my daughter, I said, so my day won't be a loss. What I couldn't get done on one hand, I'm going to get something else done on the other. Let me show you, Callie. Now, this chestnut right here, look. See? I got this open. I'm using these shelves right here for my personal hygiene stuff. See? I got one power station over there. Remember, I had a brown stand right here. I took it out. This not gonna stay here. This just here for now. Because they gotta get to the fuel tank right here. They're gonna cut a hole in the floor to get to the fuel tank instead of dropping the whole tank. So I had to make sure that this area was clear. And I'm gonna keep this area clear for Cutie Pie because she like to lay out. That's the sage that won't light, so I can get whatever bad karma up out of here. The other power source is right behind here. This my lighted mirror right here. This chair right here coming out of here. When I take this chair out, all of my things, there go my refrigerator down there. It's gonna be plugged up tomorrow. All this stuff right here gonna be in the place where it need to be tomorrow. My toilet is gonna be in this corner right here. Everything gonna flow from this end right here on back. When I get this area together right here, more than likely I'm either gonna put this right here y'all, or I'm gonna put it over here and I'm gonna put my toilet somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? I ain't through. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. All I know is Miss Jerry gonna get it done. That's all I know. I thank God that me and my daughter was able to cut the legs down on my bed, and I got more cushion for my bed and everything. It's a beautiful thing, y'all. I got everything together. Yeah, Cutie Pie, she like to lay around. She really do. She love to lay up under me. So, and I guess it's cooler. She don't like to be on her bed all the time. So I guess it's cooler, you know, when she lay out. Let me see what Callie say. Callie say, Well, you just know I love you, and I'm thinking and praying for you just like you do me and my mom and dad. She said, "Oh, cutie pie." She said, "You have it looking very, very nice in there. You will have it finished. Have faith in yourself." I do. I just want to make sure that I do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just asking God. I'm just trusting God through it all, Callie. Even though the devil beating me up, and I'll be lying to y'all if I tell y'all he not, because yes he is. Every time I get ready to move right, he want me to move left. He doing something to throw me left. And I just don't wanna I wanna make sure that I'm doing the right thing, y'all, at all costs. And I ain't gonna tell y'all that it's not bittersweet being back home and my God brother is not here. You understand? I'm not gonna tell y'all that because it's bittersweet. Because I'm so used to coming here and seeing my God brother. And he came with me, y'all, and didn't make it back alive. Do y'all know how that make me feel? I mean, I got a lot on me still. That's why I spend my time praying and thanking God through it all and talking to my husband. And I asked my husband, I said, babe, I said, you think God mad with me because of something I didn't do right by Glenn? Or what was it? Because I'm not understanding this, y'all. But God always make a way out for me. He don't never leave me just stuck. And I told God, I said, Lord, it's my Sabbath day. I said, but I don't want to just lay here. I want to get something done. I want to get something accomplished today. Hey, Pat, thank you so much. Y'all, it started this morning. The devil hit me with my Christian content. It started this morning, and I didn't worry about it. I said, Father God, I said, I'm sick of this. Every single day is something. I'm tired. So y'all know what I done learned to do? I done learned to make lemonade when lemons are being thrown at me. I catch them now. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep marching on with my head held high. Because it's a lot of people, y'all, when I look around, I see a lot of people that don't even have a roof over their head at all. The devil will beat you down, but we get up and we move forward. Yes, we do. And ever since I started on this Christian content walk and my YouTube walk, y'all, it seemed like all I've been doing is getting beat down. But I keep going because I know kindred spirits need me. And I keep going. And y'all know what I'm glad of? I'm glad that I don't look like what I go through in the course of a day. That's why I go to bed early. That's why when my uncle and them called me today and was like, I got some running I need to do, but I'll be over there. I'm coming. I said, go on and do what you got to do. I said, because guess what? If you ain't here early in the morning, it's too hot for you to be working on a car in the evening. You see what I'm saying? I'm not that selfish, y'all, and I'm not that impatient. I don't want nobody out here sweating in the hot scorching sun. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Callie say, we are here for you. Thank you. Pat say, let Jesus carry your burden. God, greatest gift. Praise, right. Praise Jesus. Callie said, yes, Pat, I do, Pat. But you know what? It don't come without without strife. Let's all show Miss Jerry some love. Thank you. It don't come without strife, y'all. Y'all, can I tell y'all something? Last night, it wasn't nobody but like 2 people in the live. And I was so thankful. I was so thankful. I'm not gonna worry about this because it seems like every time I make up my mind to do what I say I'm gonna do as far as my YouTube is concerned, it seems like the devil come along and tell me you a liar. I'm gonna make sure you don't do it, but I'm gonna show him he a liar. You see what I'm saying? I came on. I ain't. I came on that my phone at 19%. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going, y'all. Pat say, you are loved so much, Miss Jerry. You are a blessing, and you are too. And thank you. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank God. Y'all thank God because y'all know what? Sometimes you just got to stand up and you got to declare and decree. I'm not going through nothing else. Okay, I can't do nothing right here, so I'm gonna do what I can do with what I can do, what I can do with. That's my attitude now. You understand? I'm just not gonna let the day go by and I don't accomplish nothing. That is my attitude. That's all I know to do. And I'm not gonna worry. I'm gonna let God worry about the rest. What we go through makes us stronger. Remember that. I know, Callie, but sometimes, babe, I just really got to ask God, why? Even when I called my husband today, my husband said, baby, just keep the faith. Just keep the faith. And I'm gonna hold God accountable because I know you've been walking right with him. And I know you've been doing his will. And I don't understand this, and I don't either. And I'm not going to even worry about it. And I'm not going to even try to understand it, y'all. Because it's not my will be done. It's God's will be done. You understand? Everything going to happen in God's time. And we got to remember that. We may not like it, but everything is going to happen in his time. In his time, it will. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's going to happen. Callie said God doesn't put anything on our shoulder that we can't handle. You think so, Callie? You don't think God put stuff on us that we can't handle? I think sometimes God put too much on Miss Jerry. I really do. And a lot of it I can't handle. A lot of it is hard. It's hard to bear, babe. But I keep going. And I keep trusting God. I really do. Girl, you know I fell asleep on live twice last night. I just could not sleep for the world. Do you hear me? Let me see. Let me get this. Let me see what she's saying. She said, Callie said, that's why you family. I can seriously sit up on my bed. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm ready for bed this time of evening. I don't be up and out and about after a certain time of evening. I take me a bath and I come in here and I talk to y'all and I get ready for bed. I don't be out. My daughter be calling me. I'm like, Quinn, stop calling me. I'm in the bed, baby. I go to bed early. I talk to my YouTube family and I talk to God and I go to bed. And I told her, I said, stop calling me. Ain't that right, Miss Jerry and Mr. Jerry? With me and Cutie Pie, we go to bed early, y'all. Look, y'all, I could sit up in my bed. Ain't that a blessing? Passing me too. I'm glad I saw you tonight. You are a soldier for the Lord. Yes, I am, Pat. Yes, I am. I try to be. God knows I do. And y'all know what? And I'm not going to tell y'all that this walk easy every single day, y'all. I go through something in God. Every single day, I promise y'all, it ain't a day that go by that I don't go through it. And I get so discouraged sometimes because I don't understand it. I really don't. Y'all, every other religion, you don't hear people going through nothing. Nothing. Every other religion but ours. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why that is. I really don't. And I just keep telling Mr. Jerry, I said, babe, I said, by the time the blessing come, you gonna be a person will be sick, going through changes after changes after changes. You will be sick. And all he say, keep trusting God, babe. Just keep on trusting God. Callie said, I'm sending you a hug through the love. Through the live. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow on live. I'm laying in my bed myself. I'm an early bird too. I love you bunches. I love you too, babe. Good night, Callie. Girl, I'm telling you. Girl, at the end of the day, I can't wait to go to bed. I really can't. Pat said, peace and love. Good night to you, wonderful people. Good night, babies. Y'all hit the thumbs up on y'all way out. I'm going to stay on the line because they'll come in. One thing about our kindred spirits, y'all, they gonna stop by home. They gonna stop by to see Miss Jerry. That's one thing I could say. People gonna stop by to see Miss Jerry if it ain't nothing but to say hi. Callie said, praise God. I hit the thumbs up when I come in for you, for sure. Thank you, baby. Good night. Good night, babe. You got that. You got that right. We gonna stop in. I know to see you for sure. Tell your mom and dad I say good night and God bless them. Callie, you hear me? You go on and relax, babe, because the day was a hot day, wasn't it? But I thank God I got a lot accomplished today, y'all. The day, it didn't go without strife, and the day is my son 32nd birthday. Wait, Brittany 35. The day is Jamil my son 33rd birthday. Yep, I got a 33-year-old, I got a 35-year-old, and I got a 38-year-old, and she about to be 39. They love you too. Yeah. Yes. Yes, and I thank God for that. Because I try to be the best I can be, y'all, at all times, you know. I forgot I had my cup with me. The devil had me going. And see, this thermal cup right here, y'all, it keep ice for 72 hours. So I ain't got nothing to worry about. I forgot I had my cup. We sorted through everything that's up in the 2 front seats so we can go on and finish the bill. Thank you. Thank y'all. Y'all be blessed now. Yep. Good night, baby. Yep, y'all. Callie is like my sister. She like my oldest sister. And as soon as I get monetized, I'm going to start helping her. I sure am. It's some people you know that will appreciate the love and the help. And I know she will. I know she will. Y'all know what? My first YouTube checks, when I get monetized, I'm donating both of them. I'm donating my first 3 YouTube checks. I'm going to use them to bless people. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. And y'all, Chestnut smells so good. We cleaned her out. We got the garage area together. We sure did. We sorted through everything up in the front. So tomorrow when the seat come out, I can just proceed and get this area together. This door over here, my passenger door, will not even be accessible anymore. It's only gonna be it's gonna be two ways in, through my slide door and through my driver's side door. Yeah, other than that, my passenger door, well, won't nothing about my passenger side be accessible at all. Yeah. I'm so glad, y'all, I could sit in my van and I could talk to y'all. Y'all don't know what a blessing this is. I could sit up in my van. I wasn't able to sit up in my van to do nothing. I was just like this because it was so high. Like I told my daughter, I said, for real, we could have took these legs down some more. And I still would have been at a good level if we had took them down just an inch or two more. Sure would have. Yep, I got everything I need. And then look, y'all, I'm a do van life all up through the winter time. I decided I'm not going to let the devil steal my joy. I got places to go. I got states to see. So after we do what we got to do to get Chestnut together, I'ma stay in van life through the winter. Because it's places I want to go. It's states that I want to visit. And when I come back around, I'll be ready to come off the road. And I'm going to renew my wedding vows. And I'm going to go on and grow old and graceful under God. That's what I'm going to do. I done told God my plans. Ain't that right, Mr. Jerry? Hey, say hi. Tell the live hi. Say hi. Say I'm Mr. Jerry. This Mr. Jerry and this Miss Jerry. Y'all know this. My husband bought me these last year for Valentine's Day. Y'all know this Miss Jerry bigger than Mr. Y'all notice that Miss Jerry is bigger than Mr. Jerry. It's bigger than Mr. Jerry. Yep. So we gonna be on live at Cutie Pie. She walking around. There go Cutie Pie right there. Get down. Yep. Do all things to delight yourself in him and let him direct your path. Ain't that right, Mr. and Miss Jerry? What y'all think? Y'all think that's right? Y'all think that's right to tell people do all things to delight themselves in God? I think it is. They agree. Let me see. Hold on. Let me put my glasses on and see what's being said. Hold on. Let me see. Dr. Maria. Blessings, Miss Jerry. It's Maria. Hey, Dr. Maria. How you doing tonight? I'm doing good. I'm not going to complain at all on this Sabbath day. I'm just going to thank God. I am. You see, I'm sitting up in my bed. My uncle didn't come to do the water pump today because his wife wanted him to take her places, and I can understand that. So I utilized what I could. And I just decided to get the van together. So tomorrow when he come, because this side, the floor had to be cleared out anyway. So tomorrow when he come, Dr. Maria, I'm going to take that front seat out, and I'm going to continue my van bill. And hopefully everything will be okay. But I still got some things, even after tomorrow, that's important that I need to get done to Chestnut before we can really start moving and doing what we need to do. But since I've been sitting out here in Chestnut, and God granted me grace to be able to do this, I've been able to really just not only get what I needed mentally to achieve van life, but also get Cutie Pie used to it. And I've been able to just, look around and see what I like and what I dislike and where I want things to be appropriate for me in van life. And I got it. This has to be clean at all times. I just can't. This has to be clean and it has to be organized. And I can't have it no other way. I really can't. I need God in this bad boy. And I even got my smoke detector. I even got that too. I'm gonna find somewhere tomorrow when my uncle here, and I'm gonna let him drill a thing here so I can put it up on the wall. But for right now, I got it sitting over here. But I think I'm gonna move it and I'm gonna sit it over here after we get off live so it can be more visible, so I can make sure it's doing what it needs to do. So yeah, and then I've been spraying around my van, my rodent spray and my peppermint water and stuff, because my daughter's neighbor, he bought the lot next door to his house, and y'all, he had every vegetable there was in his lot. I'm talking about plum trees, apple trees, cherry trees, pear trees. He had lettuce, tomatoes, onion, okra, everything, black-eyed peas. He had a peach tree, a pear tree, every tree there was. He had a plums, pomegranates, everything. And because they done sat here and they've been building out Cleveland, the deer done lost their way. And now the deer done knocked his gate down, and done went over there and done destroyed that man's garden. When I tell y'all it was a fortress, now so it is overgrown, it's out of hand. He can't handle it. And I told him, I said I used to love to sit in my car when I drive my red SUV. I used to love to sit in my Encore and just sit there and smell all of God's grace and mercy. That man had lettuce, tomato, cucumbers, everything you can name, romaine, everything, greens, cabbage, everything you can name, y'all. He had it in this garden next door to me, next door to my daughter. And now the deer come from one part, walk all across the yard, and go on. Y'all, one morning I had to tinkle real bad. I say, you know what, Bambi? If you don't bother me, God and I will not bother you. You gonna do your grazing, and I'm finna go in here and handle my business, and I'm gonna see you later. That deer looked at me, y'all, and I looked at her, and she went right back to grazing, and I went on up in my daughter's house. Sure did. God is good, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I can say. I'm just not gonna go through no more changes. I'm just not, and I'm just not gonna give the devil what he think he need. I'm just not gonna do it anymore. I'm gonna go on, and I'm gonna do what I need to do, and I'm gonna do it how God say do it, in the order in which he say do it in, and I'm gonna go on from there, and I'm not gonna worry about it. Do y'all hear me? I'm not gonna do that, because even after the water pump get fixed, I still got to take it to Chevy. Mr. Jerry still want me to take it to Chevy and have it put on the machine so we can find out everything that's wrong. So after we do that, we can go on and hit the road, because that's what I want to do. July 16th, I'll know what day my dental work will resume. The devil threw a monkey wrench in that, so he thought. I'm going to go right back down the same road I went when I started on my implant journey. I'm going to go right back to affordable denture and implants. Sign that piece of paper and let them take these teeth out of my head. And I'm going to let them put my implants in. and I'm going to go on. And I'm just going to come on back around, and I'll get fitted for my arch. I just asked God, I said, Lord, I said so much damage has already been done because I've been waiting for these implants to set. And so much damage done already. I just hope that once I get my teeth and my you know, my implants finished, I just hope I don't have too much of my jaw structure gone. That's what I'm praying and asking God for. But if it's His will, y'all, I'm asking Him to let His will be done too. That's all I can do. I'm not gonna worry about things I can't change, y'all. I can't do that. Like I told the Lord, Father God, you know what type of what type of life I'm living. You know what's in this world. You know how people are. You know your brown skinned and dark skinned kids, we don't get done so good. And we don't get treated fair on this earth. And I told him, I said, so I got to move just a little bit more careful than my light brothers and sisters. But God know that, y'all. God see all things. God know all things. You know? And I just can't believe that this morning my Christian content, y'all, I have never had an issue with posting or doing anything about my Christian content. I want y'all to know this morning, it took me an hour to upload my Christian content. And that has never happened before. I'm not going to worry about it. And can I tell y'all something? When things surpass y'all understanding, turn it over to God. Let go and let God. Because can I tell you something? If you try to do anything else, it's going to be problems. It's going to end bad. You got to learn to let go. You got to know when to fold them and when to run. I'm trying to tell y'all. And you know what? It had got to be such a problem. Even my husband said, I'm going to hold God accountable today. My husband been able to go to church. I haven't even been able to go to church, y'all. I haven't been able to do anything. I've been here 3 weeks. And out of the 3 weeks, or a whole week, we've been here waiting to get the car fixed. Waiting for them to get around to fixing Chestnut. Yeah. And see, you don't want everybody messing with your 99 Chevy Astro van. And see, y'all, the reason why I chose an older model car with American-made parts is because these are the type of vans and vehicles that are best in van life. They cheaper to fix when things go wrong. You see what I'm saying? And the parts are easy to find, and they're inexpensive. That's why you see people with them big white Econoline vans, them carpenter, we call them carpenter vans. That's why you see those carpenter vans. And a lot of people have these Chevy Astro vans and conversion vans. This van actually is pretty big, y'all. It's a lot of room in Chestnut. This whole entire area right here is free. I got a lot of compartments where I was able to put a lot of my hygiene stuff. Because see, I'm setting my van up to leave my daughter's house. And I told my daughter, I said, I'm not going to be with you this summer, babe. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not going to be stuck here. Miss Jerry moving on. I'm in van life now, y'all, and I'm going to embrace it. And I'm going to enjoy it. This is part of things that I want to do in life on my to-do list. This one of them. And the second one is to go say yes to the dress. And that's what I'm going to do. Y'all, I be trying to take y'all on every little journey I go on. But sometimes I meet stumbling blocks. And I can't get y'all on like I want to. Because I be going through trials and tribulations, y'all. Like y'all wouldn't believe. But every morning at 3:30, I'm gonna give praise to God. From 3:30 to 4:15, that's God's time. That's our personal time. You understand? From 8 o'clock until, that's my fellowship time with my kindred spirits to talk about the goodness of the Lord. Y'all, through all things, delight yourself in Him, and He'll direct y'all path. If y'all don't, y'all gonna go through things that y'all never thought that y'all could go through, just like Miss Jerry doing right now. I'm going through all type of stuff, but I'm still singing praises to the Lord. I ain't gonna lie. Some days I tell my husband, Jerry, how much more? How much more, babe? And y'all know what I always hear. Greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. Every time I be discouraged in the Lord because of things that I'm going through, I always hear that. That's what I hear. Greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. And what I get from that, surely stay with God. You better off with God. Even though you going through things, God specializes, and He gonna do what no other power gonna do for you. The Holy Ghost power. You understand? It may not look like it now. You may go through all kind of trials and tribulations. And it may not look like God is there, but He is. And y'all, what I don't understand our children. I don't understand the selfishness that come with them. Y'all, I got a daughter that come hell or high water. My baby girl, Big B, she gonna come see about her mama. You understand that? She gonna say all type of stuff, but she gonna come and see about her mama. Then I got the one that look like me. The one who house I'm at. Y'all, I don't know what done happened to her. But I talk to her a little bit every single day. Because I don't want to push it. Because I don't want her to say nothing out the way to me. And I got to snap her whip. So what I do, I just say certain stuff to her every day to let her know. Bring it down. Bring it down, baby. Just a little bit. Bring it down. Don't never get too high for God. Because He'll bring you down in the worst way. You understand? I had to literally let her know. You don't cherish nothing but the Lord. Any material thing that God gave you, He will take it away. You understand? Don't cherish nothing but God. Material stuff gonna come and it's gonna go. Nothing lasts forever, y'all. Things are meant to break down, including our body. Nothing lasts forever. But if you take care of what you got, grace and mercy will grant you a little bit with what you got. You understand? Through all things, delight yourself in God and let God direct y'all path. Don't cherish material things, y'all, because material things will pass away. And they're meant to. If you keep cherishing old things, then how in the world can God bless you with the new stuff when you keep cherishing the old stuff? So freely shall you give it. So freely shall he give it to you. So freely he'll take it from you. And I just don't get it. How do your children lose the teachings and the things that you done instilled in them? How? And I think my daughter knew that she was out of line. Y'all, she got one daughter. And I told her, I said, you raising a bomb, baby. You raising a slob. That's what you raising. I said, I'd rather tell you than somebody in the world to tell you and hurt your feelings. I told her, I said, Quinn, I understand Rain is your only child. I get that. I get the bond. I get it all, y'all. But she raising a slob. And she's raising a bomb. I told her, I said, quit cherishing her like that. Stop showing her the false narrative of what life is about. God will hold you accountable for that. You understand? You supposed to teach children the way you would have them to grow in God. Y'all, don't get me wrong. She did it all right. She did. My granddaughter was a virgin until she finished school, did what she had to do for her mother, and got in college. She did it all right. She got baptized because I told Quinn, do not do to her what the average mother do to their children. Let her be at the age where she can delight herself in the Lord. Let it be her choice or whether or not she wants to be baptized. Don't do to her what the average mother do to their young children. Force them to be baptized and they don't know nothing about God and ain't even interested. Let them reach their maturity. By all means, keep them in the Lord. Tell them all about God's grace and mercy. Tell them. Set them up to succeed in the Holy Spirit. But don't force them to be baptized. Don't force them to know God. Let them go freely. You see? Don't do to them what our mamas did to us. Don't push God on them. They got to go. So Rain got baptized when she turned 18. She started going to college, going to church with her friends and her parents when she turned 17. See, our kids don't take their children back to God the way we did. They don't introduce their children to the Lord. These young folks don't do for their children what our mothers did for us. They don't do that. Why that is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have no understanding of that, y'all. And I can't tell y'all why that is. I really can't. That's why a lot of these young kids crashing out. And a lot of these young kids dying, a lot of these young folks dying at an early age. They leaving and don't even know God. They never met him because their parent never took time to introduce them to the Lord. So a lot of them, when they die, they just gone. They never met God. So they don't recognize him in the afterlife. And they just floating around the earth, lost. Because they don't know what to do next. They was never taught. In the afterlife, I bet you a lot of them young guys that them passed and that them went on, that them met their faith at an early age. They don't know God. When they behinds die and they soul leave their body, they come into the presence of God. I bet you it's the most traumatic experience of their lives. Because they never met God. They was never introduced to him. And you know what? I sit and I wonder, the ones that never had the pleasure of meeting the Lord, where do they go? Did they do enough wrong in this world that they went to hell? Or did they do enough wrong that God say, come on in? Do anybody ever wonder about that? Do you ever wonder about that, Mr. Jerry? Huh? Because I know I do. I really wonder, where do these kids go? These young men who done died at the hands of the police or doing wrong stuff. I often wonder, where do they go? How are they judged? Do God judge them? Or do God look at them and say, you know what? I can't send you to hell for never knowing me. Because your mother and your father never introduced you to me. I often wonder, what consideration and what grace do God show them? Do anybody ever wonder that? I really do. Where do they go? Do they go to purgatory and sit until God make a decision? What happens to them, y'all? Do they be granted grace because they got murdered? What happened to them? Where do they go? I often wonder that. I remember when my 5th oldest brother got murdered by these 2 light men in Selma. I often wonder, My mama said that when a person died, as long, cause when my mama got back to my brother, when my mama came home, and my brother was laying in my arms on my mama's sidewalk that leads up to the front porch. Y'all, when we go to Selma and we go back to my childhood home where I grew up at, where I was born and raised, I'm gonna show y'all my brother blood that's still on my mama's sidewalk to this day. It's still there. We done scrubbed it, scrubbed it, and scrubbed it. It will not leave. And my mama, she didn't want to get it concreted over. I guess as a memory that one of her children were gunned down on that very piece of concrete on our property that we call home. Ain't that something? She got a child, which is me, that was born there. And she had a child, which is my 5th oldest brother, who died there. I never thought about that. And then my mom passed away there. Sure did. I never thought about that, y'all. See, a lot of stuff I don't think about until I get in front of y'all and I start reminiscing about things that I went through as a child growing up in Selma, you know, on Etheridge Avenue. And I just never, you know, and I never really think about things until I get in front of y'all and I get to reminiscing and going back down to that time in my life. I promised y'all a story, another chapter in my life. And I'm going to give y'all this story. And after I give y'all my story time for tonight, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to talk about the time my brother got killed. See, I like to talk about things that I remember that hurted me, but also played a part in molding and shaping me to go back to the Lord. Y'all, we're going to talk about 1986, October, when my 5th oldest brother, Jeffrey, got killed. It was a Sunday, y'all, in 1986. And it was in October. See, and I was 15. It was still in the realm of me being 15 years old. I had Quinn. I had left my teacher, my 2nd grade teacher's house, which was also my foster parent. And I went back home after I had Quinn, my oldest daughter. I call her Shira. That's He-Man's sister, the Princess of Power. And after I had Shira, I moved back home with my mom. Y'all, my stepfather was an architect. Brilliant. When we go to Selma, I'm going to show y'all some of the things that he built in Selma, including my mama's house. He built, he designed, and he built my oldest sister's house from the ground up. But he couldn't finish it because he got sick with cancer. Let's talk about it. My stepfather came into my life when I was 5 years old. He's my last two brothers, Garrett and Michael's biological father. And he's my stepfather. But he the only daddy I knew. From the age of 5 to the time I got grown and beyond. I loved my stepfather so much because he came into our life, y'all. And he changed our life in a way that God, grace, and mercy. You understand? My mama had 11 children, y'all. 3 was grown and gone. But 8 of us was still reaching our maturity. Okay? My mama met this man, y'all. I don't remember how my mama met my stepfather. We just gonna call him Bob. I don't know how my mama met him. I don't remember. All I know, he came into our life, and he was a good father to us, to the 8 of us that was left. Okay? 6 of us is by one man. The 3 oldest is by my mom's husband, which we bear his last name. 6 of us was by another man, okay, which was my mama's second husband. My mama's third husband was Bob, okay. Little but did we know, Bob was a good man. But Bob was a brutal, tumultuous alcoholic. Y'all, when my stepdaddy drank, lives got ruined. You understand? That's why I would never in life date a man that drinks. You understand? Because people that have problems, chemical problems, they tend to ruin lives and don't even be trying to. But that ends up 9 times out of 10 what happens in our homes. Y'all, my stepfather was everything to my mother. That man changed our life, and I have to give him credit where credit is due. But he was dark. When those days came, it wasn't no peace, and it wasn't no sleep. This particular Sunday, my stepfather would go on 6-month drinking sprees, y'all. He wouldn't do a week. He wouldn't do 2 weeks. When my stepfather drank, lives got ruined. Y'all, just let me tell the story. I don't want nobody to comment, because I'm not reading no comments, because I'm in this now, and I'm gonna tell this story, and I just need people to just pay attention. This particular Sunday, my brother Jeffrey my cousin Ricky, his girlfriend Wallette, and my brother's girlfriend Tamika. He has celebrated his birthday, y'all, from that Friday to that Sunday. My brother had a job working at KFC, going to college, and he was getting ready to play pro football, pro baseball for Auburn, Alabama, because my brother had a left hand that couldn't wait, and that boy could play some baseball. Y'all hear me? Y'all, recruiters was looking at my brother to recruit him to play pro baseball. That's how bad his left hand was. Okay? But y'all, my brother was mean. He was a very angry, mean young man. Why that was, I don't know. Because at one time, I was mean. Oh, I used to fight. Y'all. Wouldn't nobody mess with me. They used to be like, man, that's that dude girl. Don't mess with her. Because that girl will fight you. Don't mess with her. Y'all hear me? Going on. This particular Sunday, I'll never forget this day. Y'all, I had been out that Saturday night. I got to tell the story. I had been out that Saturday night with my friends, and I was cheating on Quinn and them father with this guy. And I left Quinn, Shira, my oldest daughter, with her father. And I went out with this other guy, and I was cheating on him. When I went to go pick Quinn up that Sunday morning, the guy parked around the corner from his mama's house, and I went to London them house, my children's father and them, to get my daughter, and he tried to fight me. So I left out the house, and I left Quinn. I had been gone that whole weekend, so I had no idea what was going on at our house. When I got home that morning, because I spent the night out with the guy I was cheating on my daughter's father with. Okay? When I got home that Sunday morning, my mama asked me, she said, where the baby at? I said, I left over London them house. He was trying to fight me, so I left him over there. Little but did I know, y'all, my stepfather had started drinking that Friday. Here it is Sunday, and he wide open. Okay, my brother outside sitting in his car. He had a burgundy Monte Carlo, and I'll never forget it. My cousin Lil Ricky and his girlfriend was sitting in the back seat, and my brother and his girlfriend was sitting in the front seat. My mama, y'all, was sitting in the playroom. When I go home, I'm going to show y'all our house. We had a playroom, y'all. Bob had remodeled my mama's whole house for us. He added on some rooms, bathrooms, the whole nine. We had a playroom. My mama was sitting in the back in the playroom when I walked through the back door. My mama was cooking some greens, some macaroni and cheese, some candy yams, and she fried some chicken, and she boiled some okra. My stepfather, Bob, y'all, he was wide open. Just starting arguments with my mama for no reason. Y'all, I ain't never seen my mama come up out her hookup. Ever. Do y'all hear me? I ain't never seen it. Even to that day, I never seen my mama come up out her hook up. He was calling my mama everything but what her mama named her. I went in the room. My mama said, Shirley, call that boy and tell that boy to bring that baby home. She said, come out here and watch this food. And I'm finna get ready to go across the river to take my mama something to eat. Y'all, we had a little car that Bob bought us to drive back and forth to school. It was a little white 4-door Pinto for us to drive to school in the morning. Y'all, my mama told me, she said, come back here and watch this food while I go take my mama something to eat. I said, okay, dear. I said, wait till I get out the shower and I'm coming. Y'all, took me a bath. I came out the room. My stepfather, my baby brother Garrett, he's behind me. He sent my brother Garrett in there to tell my mama, go in there and tell that bitch. I said, fix me something to eat right goddamn now. Garrett being 4 years old, he didn't know no better. So he went in the kitchen and told my mama just what his daddy said. But in the midst of it, my brother Jeffrey was walking in the house. And my brother Jeffrey heard Garrett cuss. And my brother whooped Garrett. Bob came out the room, turned up. He got in my brother's face. And my brother fought him. And I got in between them. And I told my brother, I said, so you gonna hit me? And my brother walked away. And my mama said, go back there and watch that food while I take my mama something to eat. Y'all, I'm 15 years old. My stepfather, Bob, told my mama, Josephine, if you leave here today, you gonna be sorry when you get back. My mama told him to go to hell and fuck O'Neill and tell her how I smell. I was 15 and will never forget that. That was the first time I heard my mama ever say anything when he went up against her doing for her mama. He didn't want her to take my grandmama nothing to eat. My mama left, y'all, and he made good on what he said. When my mama left, the last batch of chicken was on, and I took it out the grease. And I finished cooking what she left, and I turned everything off, and I picked up the phone in the kitchen to get ready to call Shira and them daddy for him to bring Shira home. I heard Bob on the phone. I didn't know what I was hearing, y'all. I'm 15. I didn't know what I was hearing. Y'all, he was putting a hit out on my brother. And when I heard him on the phone talking to the light people, because see, you got to remember he was an architect in Selma. So majority of all of his customers were light people. When I heard him on the phone, I said, oh, excuse me. I hung the phone up. Okay? 5 minutes later, I picked the phone back up. I called Londa. Get your behind over here. You know better than that. I called Londa. I said, dear said, bring Shira home. So my brother and them, they were still sitting out in the car. Little bit did I know, y'all, he had already put the hit out on my brother. Londa pulls up, brings Shira home. I meet him on the porch. My brother get out the car and was talking to Londa and asked him, why you just bringing my niece home? When my mama told Shirley to call you and tell you to bring my niece home. So him and my brother, they was talking, and I grabbed Shira and I went back in the house. Londa left. I went back in the house. I got Shira ready and put her on the onesie, y'all, and gave her a bottle, and I was birthing my baby. Y'all, Gary, being 5, 6 years old, I think Gary was like 8 or 9 at the time. I'm not for sure. I don't remember everything. Gary came in the room and he said, Shirley, come here. Jeffrey out there fighting with 2 white men. I said, what? Y'all, I laid my baby down and I went because my niece, my sister, 2 children, Chico and Wendy, and Michael and Gary, all of them was playing on the Power Wheels and stuff. Okay? Y'all, my mama got a brick planter alongside the house. And she used to plant beautiful flowers every year. But in the back door of our the playroom, at our back door, you can look out the window of the back door and see what's going on up in the front part of our yard, of the driveway. I look and I see my brother fighting with these men. I run outside. The daddy had the gun. He shot my brother in his back. My brother had his son down in the car. They was in a position like this. My brother had him down in their car, and my brother had the son like this. And my brother back was like this. And I runs out the door. And I'm like, no, 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 no. He shot my brother in his back. In his spine. My brother fell instantly on the concrete. And when he fell, he bust his head on impact. I said, oh, goddamn. I got the screaming, the howling, and yelling. I'm trying to grab my niece and my nephew and my children and my brother. I'm like, y'all, come on, come on. I goes, y'all, to the phone in the kitchen to call my grandmother's house, to tell my grandmother and them and my uncles and them what's going on. Y'all, Bob done took the phone off the hook and done left out the house and done locked my mama room door. So I couldn't even get in her room to put the phone back on the hook. I said, oh, goddamn. I hung the phone up. I'm running down the hall. So on my way down the hall, she was screaming and crying. I grabbed my daughter, y'all. I run back to the front porch. When I got to the front porch, and I'm standing on the front porch, and I'm just screaming with holding my baby, the father stood over my brother and shot him in his chest. Then he turned the gun on me and my daughter. And that's when my next door neighbors, who been our next door neighbors, Cooney and Ann and Kitty Boo and Tony, since way before I was born. Cooney stepped outside on the porch because Ann like, he finna shoot and kill Shirley and her baby. Cooney stepped outside on the porch with his shotgun and told him, if you fire another shot, I'll blow your motherfucking brains out. And they dropped the gun. Leonard and William Giles. William Giles dropped the gun. And when he dropped the gun, by that time, all my cousins and stuff, they heard me screaming and hollering and yelling. Somebody came and took Shira out of my arms. I don't know who it was, but I ran to my brother, y'all. And I was there. And I picked my brother's head up. And I said, Jeffrey, hold on. Don't leave me. Please don't leave me. My life is never going to be the same. Y'all, my auntie Ciola came running down the street. All my cousins. They came running down the street. Everybody blocked them off in the back of A&M yard. Police came from everywhere. I'm just there, holding my brother. Me and my aunt telling my brother, hold on, Jeffrey, hold on. And he looked at me and he said, Mama, don't cry. I'm going to be all right. I ain't going to leave you, baby girl. I'll never leave you. You ain't got nothing to worry about, because ain't nobody in this world going to ever do nothing to you as long as I'm living. Y'all, my mama came down the street in our school car, our little white Pinto. She couldn't get by. My mama parked the car at Miss Nita and them house, and she ran to my brother. By the time the ambulance, because everything was blocked off, the police was everywhere. By the time the ambulance got clear through, my brother was slowly leaving. They got my brother, and they rushed my brother to the medical center. My mama left. My cousins left. They had already arrested them, and they was in jail. Y'all, by that time, you know, neighbors were neighbors back then. So my mama and them at the hospital, my uncle and them, everybody. I'm sitting at home with my neighbors and them, and I'm waiting to hear that my brother was going to be okay. But I knew better, because I heard him telling me that. And I just closed my eyes, and I'm like, Father God, please don't let that happen to my brother. Y'all, my cousins them came back to the house. My aunts, my uncles. My mama came, and my mama had her head down. And I said, dear, I said, where Jeffrey? And my mama said, come on, come here, Shell. I said, I don't want to come. I said, where Jeffrey at, dear? And my cousin grabbed me, and he bear hugged me. And he said, Shirley, Jeffrey didn't make it. Y'all, My world came to an end that day. My life ain't never been the same. So my mom asked me what happened. Y'all, racism still exists in Selma to this day. But it's hidden. It's well hidden. My mom asked me what happened. And I told her. My brother Scooby asked me what happened. And I told him. The Selma Times Journal asked me what happened. And I told them. Y'all, my mama told my brother that I was lying. That I wasn't telling the truth. Do y'all hear me? That's how much my mama loved Bob. Do y'all hear me? My mama told my brothers, don't believe what I'm saying because I'm not telling the truth about Bob and his involvement in my brother's death. Y'all, he locked the door. And when I ran back up to the front, he snuck out the back and jumped the fence and left. Do y'all hear me? And he went and hid from my brothers. When my mama told my brothers now that I was lying on her and I wasn't telling the truth, even though they knew I was, that was the beginning to the end of my relationship with my mom. And I think that that's the reason why I do not put up with bull crap from men. I really do. In fact, I know that that's why. Because she loved that man so much to the point that she lost 2 of her children that day. She lost me and she lost her son. Y'all hear me? That was the beginning to the end of me and my mama relationship. Bob ended up coming back to her house, coming back to the house. And I told her, as long as he's there, me and my daughter will never come back. Y'all, this went on for a whole year. Y'all, it wasn't until my mama died and me and my sister Paige, we looked up the journal entry in Selma because we wanted to know what happened and why nothing never transpired from my brother's death. See, she didn't want to pursue the charges because she knew in order to pursue them charges, those men were going to tell the part that my stepfather played in. Come to find out, Leonard and William Giles didn't just pop up at our house that fateful Sunday, he called them there. He sent them to my mother's house to kill my brother. And my mama knew it, and she knew that I knew it. Y'all, me and my mama relationship was very estranged from that point. I moved out my mama's house when I was 16 years old and never looked back. Y'all hear me? Never looked back. Kept going. That's how I became a black gangster disciple, because I adopted a street family. Y'all hear me? And they went on to be my brothers and sisters. I let go of my biological brothers and sisters because they went along with that bull that my mama was talking and my mama was doing, even though they knew in the back of their mind that I was telling the truth. You understand? See, back then, you wasn't allowed to disrespect your mother or your elders or none of that. We had the fear of God in us to do anything like that. I went on, y'all. I was not going to stay in a house with a man that I knew that got my brother murdered. I wasn't going to do that. Y'all, the days leading up to my brother's funeral, to days leading up after that, it just started after my brother was buried and stuff. It just went away quietly. So after Dear died in 21, now my sister want to talk about it. Now she want to know whatever happened. We looked the case up, y'all. Go look the case up. Go look up the journal entry. 1986, Jeffrey Dukes, Selma, Alabama. Leonard and William Giles. We found it. We found it in the Dallas County archives. And we pulled up the journal entry, y'all. My mama wouldn't even file the case, wouldn't even file charges, wouldn't even file a lawsuit. Let everything go. She didn't have to pay but $10 to refile, to open up, to get things cooking. And do you know my mama let everything, time and the whole nine, lapse? Because she knew if she go after them, they were gonna in turn tell that my stepfather paid them indeed to carry out that hit on my brother the day after his 18th birthday. He never saw his son, y'all. He never seen Corey. We tried our best to keep Corey keep him grounded, so to speak, and always let him know that we were there for him, because he didn't get to grow up with his mother and his father. He was seeded out of that. Y'all, time lapse. As time went on, me and my mama relationship got more and more estranged. I lost all respect for her. The whole nine going on. After Jeffrey's funeral, this man had the nerve to be at my brother's funeral. I went off. I went off on him and my mom. That was the night I moved out. I moved out my mama's house the night of my brother repass. My mama tried, everybody was at the house, and my mama was trying to feed me, and she was like, Cheryl, every time she said something to me, y'all, I snapped on her. Every time. I snapped on her real bad. I told her, I said, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing out this house. Nothing. I want my brother. And I can't get him back. I don't want nothing. Nothing. I remember that day like it was yesterday. When my children's father left to go home, I left and went with him. And I never looked back. I wasn't going to look back, y'all. Years, right after Jeffrey was buried and stuff, I guess him and my mama talked. You know, I'm just guessing. Because back then, parents were so private. They didn't put the children, you never knew what went on. Because everything was private, you know? So I'm guessing him and my mom probably talked. And he probably promised my mama some things, you know, that he wouldn't do no more. He started going to church. He stopped drinking. He was a beautiful man. He got in church hard, heavy. Y'all, the devil came home to roost again. About, I want to say, 15 years after my brother died, in a drunk's rage, the man got in church. He turned his life around. He was a deacon. He praised and honored God. He gave God his life. He got baptized. He did it all right at the expense of my brother's life. He did it all right. Y'all, about 5 years later, my stepfather went back and started drinking again. That's why I say, when you think you done put things to rest, or done buried parts of your life, or think you done got healed from it, it's still buried deep down within your spirit, man, and it's coming back. And every time it wake up, that's why when they were talking about Leandra Johnson, the gospel singer from South Carolina, they was talking about her, and they was talking about how she had a real bad alcohol problem, and how she relapsed and started back to drinking and all that other stuff. I knew what that was like. Because you could pray and think you done got delivered from something, and it's buried within your spirit, man. If you ain't asked God to totally, completely deliver you from this, it's gonna come back. And every time that spirit or alcoholism, cigarettes, drugs, prostitution, abuse, mental and physical, whatever it is, y'all, every time it wake up, it's going to wake up with a vengeance. You understand? Unless you get it sight, just out of your spirit. You understand? Out of your soul, out of your spirit, man. You got to fast. You got to pray. You got to be up under God. You got to know his will. You got to know his way in order to be delivered from spirits and demons like that, y'all. That's why I came back all them years. Leandra Johnson put alcoholism. She thought she was delivered from that, y'all. And every time it woke up, it destroyed her a little bit more every time, because that's what spirit does. If you don't just exalt yourself in God and ask God to baptize that spirit, and you call that spirit out of you, it's gonna lay down deep within your soul. And every time you look around, it's gonna come back. It's gonna wake up. And it's gonna wake up in the worst way. That's what happened to my stepfather. That's what happened to Bob. Y'all, after my brother, Bob gave his life to God, turned his life completely around. I'm going to tell y'all what happened to Leonard and William Giles. After he turned his life around, he was a deacon. He was in church every time the church door opened. He was there. But he did not emancipate that spirit away from his spirit man. So it lay dormant. And that demon came back out. Y'all, when it came back out, he was back out in the streets. This time, he hit a pregnant lady. And I think the lady lost her child. I'm not for sure. Because you hear bits and pieces now that my mom gone. See, I was gone. I was up here. I was in Ohio by that time. The spirit came home to roost. And it came home with a vengeance. Because he hadn't emancipated that spirit out of his body in the Lord. Well, y'all may say, well, Miss Jerry, how do you do that? By calling it out. You got to call it out, baby. You can't pray about it and think it's going to go away. You got to call it out. Whatever it is, you got to call it to the surface. In order for God to be able to deal with it, you got to call it out. Call things as though they are. When you call it out and you confess it with your tongue, God gonna come along and he gonna grab it, baby. And he's gonna deal with it. My stepfather, he ended up sick, y'all. And that's when he got diagnosed with cancer. And I want to say 3 years after his diagnosis, he died. He passed away in Birmingham, Alabama, in the hospital from pancreatic cancer. And my mom asked me, she said, "You not coming home?" I told her, "No, I'm not coming home to see to his funeral." Y'all, she big upped him like he was the best thing that ever happened. And he probably was. Being from Selma, Alabama, and had 8 kids, 6 of them wasn't even his. Well, 9 of us wasn't even his. Just Garrett and Michael. Maybe he was all she knew. I don't know. All I know is after he died, my mama mourned that man. Me and my mom, we had a talk in her older years. And I told my mama, I said, dear, I said, it's a shame how you did me. How you made me the black sheep of your family. Because I knew what happened to Jeffrey. I said, but it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Because God saw it and God know it. And all in due season, God going to deal with it. Yeah, my brother had a bad anger problem, y'all. But my brother also knew respect. My brother didn't deserve to not be able to be here and see his son reach his maturity. He didn't deserve that, y'all. Bob went on and he passed away. And my baby brother to this day is Bob reincarnated. Y'all, my baby brother made straight A's in college. Straight A's. Y'all, my baby brother can build a house from the ground up. Build it, design it, the whole 9. My baby brother do things by numbers. You understand? Remember I told you, it's a blessing and a curse in every family. The blessing was he brilliant because he took, that was passed down to him. But the curse is both of them drink, Garrett and Michael. But Michael is the volatile alcoholic. Michael was a twin. And because my mama went through so much with their father when she was pregnant, Michael twin didn't survive. And Michael's girlfriend had twins that didn't survive because he's a drunk. He's a volatile alcoholic, just like his father. But the man can design and build a house from the ground up using numbers. Y'all hear me? That's why I'm telling y'all, when I tell y'all things, I tell y'all things based on my walk and based on my experiences. You understand? Bob died, y'all. Did he go on to be with the Lord? I don't know. I did have the pleasure of speaking to him on his deathbed, because my mom called me and was like, if you want to talk to Charlie, we gonna call him Bob. If you want to talk to Bob, now's the time, because he ain't gonna be here in the morning. He was in hospice in Birmingham. And I talked to him. And I told him, because he asked, my mama said, Bob just keep asking, about you. He keeps saying, where's Shirley at? Where's Shirley May at? Where's Shirley May at? That was my nickname. He nicknamed my sister Patty Mae, and he nicknamed me Shirley Mae. And he used to ask me. Me and him had a song that we would sing together. That's how close I was to Bob. But y'all, when Bob got my brother killed, life was never the same. Y'all, I left my family for over 20-some years. I refused to deal with them, any of them. Because everybody wanted to make believe. And I couldn't do that. He got my brother killed. Life was hard for me after my brother Jeffrey left. Life was very hard. My brother was always there, and he always had my back. Right, wrong, or indifferent. And after my brother left, life got really hard for me. And I never forgave my mama for that. Still to this day. I ask God every day to forgive me and to help me understand. And now that I got a little older and I done got a little closer to the Lord, I understand a little bit more. A lady being from Selma, Alabama, had very little education. You know, all these kids, along come this man that she thought was a good man back then for whatever reason. She brought this man into our life. My brother Greg. I got 8 brothers, y'all. My brother Greg is my 4th oldest brother. He's a woman beater. He's a womanizer. And I can't stand him. And I told him why. Even when my mom died, he asked me, he said, Shirley, is you gonna ever like me? No. No. You beat women. You put your hands on women for no reason. I will never like you. But I understand where it came from, y'all. I understand. Instead of my mama taking Greg and Tyrone through counseling. See, back then, that was unheard of for people that look like me. Parents didn't think that stuff like that affect their children. And it do, in the worst way. Y'all, life was just never the same for us. Then after that, you know, after dear, let me tell y'all the ending to it. Everything left away quietly. William Giles, the father, had cancer. So see, he was getting ready to die at any given time. He had cancer. So he took the rap. He took the rap. He took everything. And they let it happen because my mama didn't fight for my brother. And by my mother not fighting for my brother, they got away with killing my brother, y'all. Because see, the wife was a meter maid in Selma. And you know, Selma back then, it was good old boy land, you know. No pun to my kindred spirits, but everybody know the history behind Selma, you know. And that was in 1986. Ain't nothing changed, y'all. Now it have, because it's a whole new generation that done came along. And we ain't having that. So now, yeah, stuff done changed. Yeah, of course. But back then, it was still the same. Things stayed the same. So by the wife working for the city of Selma, then Leonard and William Giles, they were carpenters in the city of Selma. That's how my stepfather knew them, you know. And yeah, right after that, William Giles took the rap. I don't know how many years he was sentenced to prison, but I know he died in prison. Y'all, he didn't serve no time. He was on his deathbed. He was really here still on this earth by the grace of God. And because my mom didn't pursue anything, that's the way things went. Yeah. That's the way everything went, y'all. A drunk's rage. That's one hurtful synopsis in my life. Tomorrow night, story time. Cammie Huey, one of my childhood friends, when they moved the ninth graders over to Selma High School, she was found in the basement of Selma High School, stomped to death. She was pregnant, y'all, with twins. They stomped her so bad, the fetuses were laying out. You understand? When they found her in the basement of Selma High School, her head had been stomped in the concrete so bad it was embedded in the concrete. (1986). I got pregnant with Quinn in October of '86. Quinn was born in July of '86. This was in '85. 1985. When they moved the ninth graders from East Side and West Side High School to Selma High School. And she was the first one out of our class to get killed. I'll tell you about it tomorrow night. Story time with Miss Jerry. Y'all hear me? Come on along. I'm taking y'all from my childhood, the traumas I went through in my childhood, to how I received my sight and my gift from the Lord. Things that bothered me, that I embedded deep within my spirit, and I never told anybody how I felt about nothing. See, back then, we wasn't allowed to tell you how we felt. We wasn't even allowed to feel. You understand that? Because people didn't believe that children had feelings. Can y'all believe that? Especially in the African American culture. People didn't believe that. We wasn't allowed to have feelings. We wasn't allowed to tell how we felt. That was unheard of. We weren't allowed to do that. Sure wasn't. We wasn't allowed to do it. I don't know why God got me purging my life like this. And y'all know why I'm purging it. Because these are things that lied within me that I have never really dealt with. And I don't know why God chose this time in this place for me to do that. I don't know. I honestly don't know what this journey about that I'm on right now. Because it surpassed my understanding. I don't know, am I purging myself, cleansing my spirit man, and cleansing my soul right before y'all, all of my YouTube family? I don't know. But I'm okay with it. Because I'm releasing things that I done buried deep down within my spirit man that I never healed from. Things that bothered me that I never spoke out loud about. You understand? Because no one cared. That's the way it is in the black culture. And we end up growing up with anger and we ain't understanding why. You understand? That's what we end up doing. And we have no understanding as to why it's like that. None. I'm drinking tea, y'all. That's what I drink. I drink tea. And yeah. I'm just gonna keep on trusting God. I don't know. It's somebody else on this live. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't really consulted God about it yet. But the night when I get off live with y'all, I'm gonna lay here in my comfortable little van that I have really got used to, where my peace lies. I'm gonna lay here and I'm gonna meditate and I'm gonna talk to God. I got to go get me some more sage. And I'm gonna lay here and I'm gonna meditate and I'm gonna talk to the Lord and I'm gonna find out what is this journey he got me on. Because I don't know. I honestly don't know, y'all. Stuff that I done buried deep down within my soul, now it's coming back. I'm 55 years old, and now it's coming back up. And why God taking me back down memory lane? Maybe it's some hurt that's deep down within me that I have never dealt with. Y'all, the stories I'm telling y'all, Mr. Jerry hearing them for the first time too. Right along with y'all. If he on YouTube, he hearing them for the first time. My husband never knew the trauma that I experienced growing up because I never talked about it until now. That's why I don't understand why now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saving somebody. I don't know if somebody going through the same thing I have went through. I don't know. Because I haven't had an opportunity to really talk to God about this journey right here. All I know is, y'all, I I started doing my daily devotion, and I came on one night and I just liked it. I just liked the late night talk with y'all. I don't know what this is, y'all. Your air conditioner still on? Hold on. I don't know what this is. And everybody talking about you shouldn't question God. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? That's my Father. I can ask him anything, anything that surpasses my understanding. I can ask him about it. Period. I don't know where people get that from. You shouldn't question God. Yes, you should. Yes, you should. But it's a right and a wrong way to do all things. It sure is. When God got you on a journey and you don't know why, and you don't know what this, I don't know if this a cleansing phase that I'm going through in my life. I don't know, y'all. But all I know, through all things, I'm going to continue to delight myself in the Lord, and I'm going to let him direct my path. This I know. I don't care what else come along. This I know I'm going to do. Because I think it's the right thing that I need to do. Y'all stay on with Miss Jerry. Stay on with Miss Jerry. And y'all gonna see. Miss Jerry's life ain't been so perfect. But who life has? It ain't how you start the race. It ain't what you go through doing the race of life. It's how you finish it. You understand, y'all? Don't let things build up in y'all and sustain y'all. And when you look up, it done overtook you. Purge it from your soul. Purge it from your spirit, man. And ask God for help. And keep going. The right, wrong, and the indifferent, y'all. He know it anyway. So you may as well go on and tell him. Because he know it. So what you gonna sit there and just and hold it inside for? It ain't gonna solve nothing. You may as well go on and turn it over and give it to the Lord and let him start from that day helping you work on your transgressions. Especially if they got to do with others. Y'all, I done held this stuff in. Cammy got killed 14, 15, 14 turning 14. All of this stuff that happened to me. And see, I never really thought about that neither. Everything that I went through in life started when I was 14 and a half. By the time I was 17, y'all, by the time I was 19, I was done having children. By the time I was 19 years old, I had 3 children. By the time I was 19. And it was within that time period that life really changed for me. And it was not in a good way at all. Y'all, when I tell y'all, my mama went to extreme measurements to make sure that that man didn't do a day in jail. I really think that that's the reason why I got 0 degree tolerance for abusers. I was always taught a man's strength could never equal a woman's strength. And a man ain't got no business putting his hands on no woman. And see, y'all, the thing is, we never seen them fight. We never seen them. I don't think my mama and that man ever fought. I think it was all verbal abuse from him. And all I know, the Duke's children had the best of everything. We were the house and the kids that everybody mimicked. And people didn't like because they thought we had everything. And I remember Reverend Petway at our church, St. Ridge Baptist Church, on the Kings Bend Road in Selma, Alabama, is where I was baptized. That's our family church. And I remember when Reverend Petway, Reverend L.C. Petaway, that was our pastor. And Reverend Petaway, he died. They all them gone now. His sons old now. And I remember Reverend Petaway preached one Sunday, y'all. I will never forget this. A house made of straw and wood versus a house made of brick. And I remember he saying, a house made of brick go through more hell than a house made of wood and straw. And he justified it. And that, I remember that sermon. I was young. And I remember that sermon that Reverend Petaway preached on a house made of straw and wood versus a house made of brick. I remember that. I'll never forget that. And it always stuck in my head. And I never wanted to live in a house that was made with bricks. Because y'all, we had and we still have one of the most beautifulest homes in Selma, Alabama. And my stepfather made it that way. From the driveway to the cement pathway leading up to our front porch, to the bricks on the house, to the inside of the house being remodeled the way it was, to all the hell we caught in that house. Yeah. Y'all, I'ma tell y'all about the Christmas that Kitty Boo, my next door neighbor, stole my dog Cutie on Christmas Day. And she gave me Cutie back when I turned 18 years old. She didn't give it back. I went in her house. I went in her room. And she made a mistake and left Cutie out. And I remember how my dog looked. I said, that looked like my dog Cutie. She stole my dog from me on Christmas Day. My mama bought me a beautiful black dog, y'all, that had hair, didn't have the hair you brush, but had the hair molded to his head. and it was a boy doll, and I named him Cutie because he was it was the most beautiful black boy doll that I had ever been bought in my entire life. And I left Cutie out on the brick by the fire hydrant. We was all out there playing. And when I left Cutie out there by mistake, and when I went back out there to look for Cutie, Cutie was gone. That girl stole my doll and had my doll in her house all that long time. Y'all, I think I was 8 years old when she stole Cutie from me. I remember everything I went through in life that was a tragic to me. And I don't think I ever purged my spirit man from it. I couldn't have. Because if I did, y'all, I wouldn't be remembering things the way I'm remembering them now. And you know what they say? Your memory come to play in the nighttime. That's why one night we may be on live and I may have my white candles lit in the van because I don't want to talk up spirits. And white candles stand for purity, honesty. You see? And I don't want to talk up spirits because it's a reason why God let me go back down memory lane. And I'm gonna pray about that tonight. But y'all just know, Mr. Jerry hearing this stuff for the first time with y'all. If Mr. Jerry in this live, Mr. Jerry gonna call me when this live over with, and he gonna be like, babe, I never knew you went through that. Because I don't reminisce about my past. I accepted it and moved on. Sight beyond what I see. That's how you gotta look at things sometimes, y'all. I don't know why God sending me on this spiritual walk. I don't know. But tonight, I'm gonna enter into His presence, and I'm gonna ask God. I'm gonna let go and I'm gonna let God. Cause guess what? My trials only come to make me strong through it all. Yeah. I didn't turn out so bad. That's why I can say I'm glad I don't look like what I have been through. Because y'all, Miss Jerry done been through some knockdowns. But I'm going to tell y'all this, all my good days outweigh my bad. My hardest time in life, y'all, now that I'm reminiscing, was from the age of 14 through 17. That was my hardest time in life. Sure was. I had 2 kids. I was still with my baby father, trying to do the right thing, finish school. Yeah, I moved out. I moved in with my children's father now. That's where I moved to. I just didn't want to live with my mama no more. And I remember Londa going to his mama and asking his mama, can I live with them? Can me and Shira come live with them? And Miss Julia May told him, yeah. And her and my mother, they made an agreement where I could stay with Miss Julia May with my children's father and mother. Because my mama knew I wasn't going to come back and live there. She knew that. I loved my brothers. And I still do. All of them. Even Greg. I love my brothers. I understand why Greg the way he is, y'all. I do. Because I understand, I know what we've been through growing up. I understand why he the way he is. But y'all, with time come change. You got to want to change. You got to want a change. And right here today, y'all, my brother got 3 daughters. And 2 of his daughters are getting done in by men. One of his daughters got 12 children. 12. 12. And she ain't even 40 years old yet. 12 kids. Yes, 12 children. And she's not even 40 years old yet. Yeah. By the same man. By the same man. So y'all already know what it's like, don't you? But she takes care of them. She takes care of kids. Ain't no need me lying. Nicole take care of them kids. All of them. And all of them by the same man. And she married to him. But she catch hell. Y'all hear me? My other niece, his daughter, she married to a Latino guy. And he scrapes the concrete with her. Y'all hear me? It's a curse. And I told him. I said, you done passed down a generational curse to your daughters. And you need to do something about it. Because if you don't, them girls gonna stay in what they are, turmoil. Don't nobody want their kids to go through no turmoil but a fool. What you want your daughters to go through something like that for? Y'all, my brother on drugs real bad. He got an aneurysm in his head. Oh yeah. He live a very hard life. Him and my brother Tyrone. My brother Tyrone, he lives a very hard life too. They really do. Because they were there and they were affected the most by what my stepfather was doing. They were affected the most. Yeah. They sure was. They were affected the most. Had the best of everything. Growing up. Didn't want for nothing, y'all. Didn't want for nothing. When I say nothing, we didn't want for nothing. We had the best. But the hell we sustained. Y'all, I'd rather live in this van. And y'all know what's so crazy? My husband went through a similar life with his biological father. Ain't that something? Through all things, delight yourself in him, and he'll direct your path. Yeah. That's why my husband's such a humble being. And my husband respect and love women. He respect them to the fullest extent. That's why he loved me so much. And that's why he my biggest fan and my biggest cheerleader. And he always got my back because he made a decision that he wasn't going to be like where he came from. He was going to be better than that. And I'm so glad he did. And I'm so glad that God, grace, and mercy allowed me and him to become kindred spirits and become who we are to one another. I miss my husband so much, y'all. I just miss laying in his arms. I miss him kissing me on my forehead. I miss him holding me and telling me, baby, it's going to be all right. Miss Williams, I got you. You know I do, baby. We just going to keep on trusting God. That's my that's my husband, y'all. That's the man that God gave me. And he prayed for me. And I'm so thankful. God knows I am. I said, Father God, I don't know what I did to deserve Mr. Jerry. But thank you so much. Sit down. Because you're not going outside this time of night, Sister Belle. So you may as well sit down and go on to sleep. I'm not letting you out here this time of night. Ghosts and goblins are out there. And they gonna get you, cutie pie. Yep. That's all I know, y'all. God is good. God is an awesome God. And I'm so glad he loved me. I'm so glad he took me back. I'm so glad he tell me I'm his own. I'm so glad he tell me I got you, Shirley. You ain't got to worry about it. I got you. I gave you what you asked me for and whom I thought you needed. Me and my husband, we talk about everything, y'all. He know of what I done been through, but he don't know it like I'm telling it now. I don't have no shame, y'all. When I talk to y'all, I don't know why. When I feel like crying, I cry. When I feel like singing to the Lord, I sing. When I feel like praying, I pray. When I want to read his word, I read it. Right in front of the whole world. I don't have that, y'all. God been too good to me. His grace and mercy covers me. Yet though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I see the end. I see the light at the end. Y'all, all my good days gonna outweigh my bad. God ain't gonna never let me sit in bondage. He ain't gonna never leave me. He gonna always walk in front of me. He ain't gonna let nothing, no weapon form against me, because I trust him and I know him and I love him and I know I'm his child, and I don't care what nobody say and how nobody feel. I know God love me, and I know he got me, and I know he comforts me, and I know he's there with me. You understand? When I lay here, I know my angels are all around me protecting me. Y'all, I sleep and I slumber like I'm in a house, and I don't worry about nothing. And I wake up in the morning and I see God smiling down on me. And I say, okay, let's see what the day gonna bring. And it brings just what it's supposed to bring. You understand that? It brings just what it needs to bring, y'all. Our days are going to be just the way God planned them to be. For reasons only He knows and He understands. That's right. I can tell you one thing. Me purging ain't it ain't a bad thing for my spirit. I can tell you that much. God set me up for something, y'all, bigger than I could ever imagine. Trust me when I tell you that. When you sustain blow after blow after blow after blow, and you still have joy, it's hard to have joy in the midst of the rain. God understands that, and God knows that, because we're human. So in the midst of the rain, God knows it's hard for us. You understand that? The rock steady, so to speak, when we in the midst of it all. He knows that. But what you do next is what He's waiting on. Is you gonna go left, you gonna go right, or you gonna sit stagnant? Kenny Rogers must have knew something, y'all. He said it's a time to hold them, fold them, and run. Telling you. He must have knew something we didn't know. And whatever it was God showed him, Lord knows it's the right thing to tell a person on a journey. It's a time for all things. It's a time to sit still. It's a time to fraternize. It's a time to pray. And it's a time to lay. It's a time for all things. But you got to consult God, and you got to know. See, a lot of people be on YouTube, and they be looking for us to tell them what to do next. The same way you can come to a human being and ask a human being for advice, you can go to God in prayer and see what it is, y'all. The hardest thing in the world for people to do, because it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that it's somebody, it's a spiritual being somewhere around in this lifetime, that if I go out here and I shoot and kill somebody, I can go to Him on my knees and ask for forgiveness, and I'm redeemed. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard to believe. That's the reason why people don't believe in God. That's why they don't believe in God, because it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that one moment in time, I could go out here and I could steal, kill, and destroy. And I can get on my knees and can confess my sins to somebody, to a being, and all is forgiven. And I done went out here and done killed somebody. I done went out here and done stole from somebody. I done went out here and I done blasphemed on somebody. I done went out here and I done dug ditches for somebody. I done went out here and I done put a dagger in somebody's back. I done went out here and I done SA'd somebody innocent child. I done went out here and I done trafficked somebody innocent child. I done put somebody child on the whole stroll. I done did this, I done did that. So you mean to tell me whatever I done did wrong is somebody that all I got to do one moment in time is go to them and tell them I'm sorry about everything that I have done and call out my sins, and I ain't got to worry about them no more. And I'm born again just like that. And I'm accepted back in their sight. And I'm forgiven. And all is well. And they still love me, even though I done did all this wrong. That's what's hard to believe. You understand that? It ain't hard to believe what you done did. It's hard to believe that you done been forgiven for what you done. And your life can begin again. That's what's hard to believe. And I understand that. Because it is. It's very hard to believe that no matter how much wrong I have done, God still loves me. And God forgive me. And I ain't got to worry about it no more. Because I can go down on my knees. And I can confess my sins to God. To the Most High. And when I get up, I can get up a new creature. That's what's hard to believe. That's what's hard to believe. Do y'all hear me, Mr. and Mrs. Jerry? That's what's hard to believe. That's what got them so shook. Y'all see? That's what got these people so shook, y'all. Because it's hard to believe that God forgives in the midst of it all. And he still loves me. And that's what's so hard to believe. But y'all better believe it. You better believe God. And you better trust God. And you better know what you know, baby. And you better stand on it and don't let nobody make you fold. You understand that? Don't let nobody make you fold on God. Because when you fold on God, you done folded on everything. You understand that? And ain't no do-overs in that. Y'all, let me close these windows. Because it's getting late. That's why I dimmed the light a little bit. Because I don't have the reflectors up. And I don't want nobody to see our light in here. Because they shoot like what around here? Like it ain't no tomorrow. And I don't want to be up in here talking to y'all. And then somebody come along and see us up in here. And then they want to shoot. Because they ain't going to run when I shoot back. Y'all got to remember, baby, Miss Jerry had a past. And it wasn't so light. Miss Jerry got a dark past. You understand that? And it wasn't so light. And I ain't ashamed of nothing I done been through. Because guess what? I don't look like my journey. And I never will. Because I love God. And I know God real. I don't know about nobody else. And I don't care. But I know what I know. And ain't nobody gonna change what I know. Y'all hear the helicopter flying up around here? Somebody done something they ain't got no business. Probably done shot somebody. Ain't no telling. Because that's the only time you hear them helicopters like that. Because at the head of my daughter's street is every club you don't never want to go in. You understand? That's Lee Road. And everything in this mama happened up on Lee Road. Y'all hear me? And I don't know what my daughter done went to, but I'm about to call her and see where in the HE double hockey sticks she at. Because she ain't got no business out this time of night. She need to be at home with her daughter. Even though her daughter grown, it don't matter. She need to be at home and she need to be out the streets. Because ain't nothing in the streets but problems. And I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for no problems. I really don't. I really don't, y'all. I hope y'all enjoying. I really do. I really hope y'all enjoying. I really do. I really hope y'all enjoying my life stories. And I really hope y'all engaging with my life stories. I don't know what kindred spirit my life stories is resonating, but I know it's resonating with somebody. I just don't know who. You see? But I know I know some kindred spirit saying to theyself, yeah, I remember such and such and such, because God ain't got me purging for nothing. You understand? God ain't got me purging for nothing, y'all. Yep. Y'all, Miss Jerry had a kind of hard life after my brother Jeffrey passed. My brother was everything to me. He really was. He was always there. He was always there for me. I don't know why. You gonna always have that one brother. In my case, I had two. My oldest brother and my fifth oldest brother. And all three of us, if you put us up against each other, we all three of us look like twins. That's right. That's why I can't wait, y'all. I can't wait to take y'all to Selma. Then y'all gonna see where my strength came from. I can't wait to take y'all to little slow Selma, Alabama. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah, it's historical and ain't nothing changing. And they not gonna let it change. They show not racism still there. It's just well hidden. But it's still there. The racism everywhere. Sure is. It's just well hidden, y'all. That's it. You still gonna have people that got hate in their heart for people. You still gonna have people going through changes with one another. You still gonna have all that. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way life is. You still gonna have all that. You sure are. That's just the way life is, y'all. But you live, you learn, and you move on. And you don't let nothing stand in your way. That's what you do. Yeah. I'm turning these fans down because at night it get a little chilly in here. And we don't have to burn the fans as much. We sure don't. Y'all know what? I'm really satisfied with the way Chestnut turning out. We just gotta get Chestnut. We gotta get her stomach feeling better. That's all. And we are. We getting it done. We just gotta dance to the beat of other people's tunes. That's it. But God gonna take care of that too. I ain't worrying about that. See, that's stuff that surpassed my understanding. I ain't finna worry about none of it. Y'all hear me? Cause see, Miss Jerry is the type of person when things don't go the way they supposed to go and it keeps happening, I X you up out my life. I'm not finna argue with you. I'm not finna say nothing out the way to you. I'ma get you gone. I don't care who you are. The monarchy of our family is gone. And that's my mom. And y'all, I love my mother. We had a period where I couldn't stand her. But in the end, and as I grew older, I learned to respect my mother. Not her choices, but her as a woman. In Selma, Alabama, with 6 kids that wasn't this man's children. You understand? My brother had to sit me down and talk to me. And he had to make me understand that. Because for a long time, I didn't get no understanding, y'all. And I don't go through changes with men, not at all. Not one. I never have. Ever since my brother got killed, I don't go through no changes. Can't nobody come to me with no changes. I don't tolerate it. I don't tolerate cheating. I don't tolerate abuse. I don't tolerate cursing at me. I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't tolerate none of that. Y'all, my husband adore me. And my husband love me. And I don't go through none of that with him. I don't. Mr. Jerry knows better. You understand? Mr. Jerry know my past done been a little shook. See, I never talked about my past with him. But now that I'm doing my late night fellowship with my kindred spirits, I'm opening up now. For some strange reason, God got me cleansing my spirit. I don't know why, but I'm going to find out better by and by. And I accept the journey and I accept the challenge, just like I always have. Sight beyond what I see, Father God. Whatever you see fit, whatever path you put me on, for reasons that only you know and understand, I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go, and I'm willing to fight the good fight. That's all I can do. That's all required. And after you done all you can, you just stand. Amen, y'all. Amen. Amen, y'all. As usual, it's been a good journey with y'all tonight. I enjoy spending time with my kindred spirits. It ain't nothing but a win for all of us. Because Miss Jerry getting more watch time. Miss Jerry getting her leadership together on this Christian walk. Miss Jerry letting her kindred spirits getting to know her a little bit better. And I'm purging my spirit, man, y'all. I'm getting it all out for whatever lies ahead. I'm here, Lord, and I'm willing to accept the challenge. I may as well. The devil can't do no more to me than he has already done. He can't do no more. He done enough, and he can't do no more harm to me. He can't. Every day I get hit. He can't do nothing else to me, y'all. He can't do no more to me than he has already done. Period. That's it. That's all. And I'm good with it. On to the next. That's all I can say. I'm good with it all. On to the next. Wherever the next may be. I don't know how I done got bit by a mosquito, y'all. But they done my arm in. And I don't know how. Because I do not be out at night to be getting bit up by no mosquitoes. I don't get it. I'm finna spray this van when I get off live with y'all. Because I don't do this at all. I try to keep myself clean on this journey, and I try to keep myself free of bugs on this journey, and I'm going to. You understand? By any means necessary, I'm going to. They like my Bath and Body Works, y'all. That's why they eating up my skin. They about to get up off me, because I can't do this. This is unbelievable. It sure is. It's unbelievable. Ooh, it bit me up. I had that window open, and I didn't have my reflectors on when I had it open. That's why. I got my off, but it's in the garage area. So I'll get it out tomorrow. And when I have my windows open, I have one of my citronella candles burning right there in the walkway. So that way I ain't gotta worry about it, cause that way I like the fresh air. But at night before I go to bed, I make sure all my windows are locked. Cause if anybody come through one of them windows, baby, they ain't leaving out. They sure not. Miss Jerry I'ma bend them up, baby. And that's on God. Y'all hear me? Because I ain't finna let nothing hurt Miss Jerry. Not now, not ever. And that's in Jesus' name. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Williams Us, 1969. Tomorrow night, we going to have story time with Miss Jerry. We going to fellowship again. And I'm going to tell y'all about the loss of one of my childhood best friends growing up in Selma, Alabama. The Cammy Huey story. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Amen. All right, y'all. I'm gone. We done did 3 hours. We done did better than most. And I thank y'all so much for being a part of Williams Us 1969. I'm going to pray for y'all. And y'all continue to pray for me. In Jesus' name. Bye, y'all. See you tomorrow. I'll be on at 11 o'clock doing devotion. My daily devotions. I'll be on it from 11 to 12. Then I'm going to get off. Try to assist my uncle. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Because his time running out too. Because when Mr. Jerry get fed up, I already know what he going to say. Put it in the shop, babe. We ain't got time for this. So, hopefully, he'll come through tomorrow. Get Chestnut running. Because either way it go, y'all, next week Chestnut going to be running. Either way it go. You understand? Chestnut is going to be running. She's going to be on the streets. Either way it go. So, yeah. Y'all stay with Miss Jerry. Y'all love Miss Jerry the way Miss Jerry love y'all. And we all gonna love the Lord together. Amen. Bye, y'all. Say your prayers. Stay blessed. And stay with God. I'll see y'all tomorrow, kindred spirits. Good night. Good night, Jerry. I love you. Say your prayers, Jerry Berries and kindred spirits. Bye. Bye. Bye, y'all.